Welcome back to another edition of Tuesday Trivia. I have some movie synopses to read you, and you're going to guess what the title is based on that synopsis, minus any identifying information. So let's get into it. What's up, physical media fans and trivia fans? I have another edition of Tuesday Trivia for you today. I have 10 titles, 10 films. The theme this week is another week of 4K videos that I have featured on this channel before. So these are all from 4K hauls, unboxings, or, I don't think I've done any thrifting of 4Ks, but anyway, it's all 4Ks that I have featured on the channel before. So all genre films. We have some horror, some adventure, and so on and so forth. But if you need a reminder of what the rules are, I'm going to read a synopsis first from the Video Hound's Golden Movie Retriever. Actually, I have two newer films. This one only goes up to 2021. I have two newer films that I used IMDb plot synopses for. I subtract identifying information and characters if they're too well known, and read that to you. You try to guess the movie. If you don't know, I go through a couple more stages. I give you the year of release. I give you the cast in reverse order of billing, or the top three casts in reverse order of billing. And then I give you the director, and then I give you the answer. I also have fun facts for each of the films this week, so I have 10 bits of trivia for you for each of the films. You don't have to guess anything based on those because I've already given you the answer. So let's go ahead and get started. No licking on the couch, please. Thank you. I have movie number 1. The third sequel in which Mrs. Blank is pursued the world over by a seemingly personally motivated great white shark. Each sequel in this series is progressively inferior to the original. So that one, I mean, there's one particular animal in there that might give away at least the franchise. See if you know which of those it is. The year is 1987. The cast is Mario Van Peebles, Lance Guest, the last Starfighter, and Lorraine Gary. The director is Joseph Sargent. Did you get that one? This was kind of a tough one right out of the gate, but overall the questions are like medium hard for this week. I think there are some that might be a little bit difficult, but I don't have any super hard ones this week. Movie's Jaws: The Revenge, so Jaws Part 4. The fun fact I have for you is that at the time of release, Michael Caine said that he was excited to be a part of the franchise, and later on he said in interviews, or in an interview, "I have never seen it, but by all accounts it is terrible. However, I have seen the house that it built, and it's terrific." So he was happy with the paycheck that he got, and he didn't end up watching the final product, according to him. Movie number 2. We have, inspired by the legend of Hanuman, an icon embodying strength and courage, Kid is an anonymous young man who ekes out a meager living in an underground fight club. There, night after night, he wears a gorilla mask and is beaten bloody by more popular fighters for cash. After years of suppressed rage, Kid discovers a way to infiltrate the enclave of the city's sinister elite. As his childhood trauma boils over, his mysteriously scarred hands unleash an explosive campaign of retribution to settle the score with the men who took everything from him. That's a long synopsis. Got some identifying information in it if you're familiar with the film. If not, I'm going to give you some more clues. Starting with the year, 2024. So this is when I took the plot synopsis from IMDb, because it comes after 2021, which is the last year that the Video Hound's Golden Movie Retriever was published. So I did borrow from IMDb for this one. The cast is Paul Angunawela. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm trying my best. John Colley and Dev Patel. That might give it away. The director is also Dev Patel. So Dev Patel starred in this one as well as directing it, and it's very good. And that movie is Monkey Man. So I like this one quite a bit. It's a martial arts action film with some social commentary thrown in. And speaking of social commentary, the fun fact that I have for you is that the news footage featured in the film is actual news footage. It was not made for the production. It wasn't made by the production team. It was actual news footage of protests in India. Movie number 3. Two brothers who are about to lose their house conveniently find a treasure map. They pick up a couple of friends and head for the X. If they can recover the treasure without getting caught by the bad guys, then all will be saved. That X is from the synopsis. I didn't put that one in myself. Like the treasure is at X on the map. X marks the spot. The year is 1985. The cast is Corey Feldman, Josh Brolin, and Sean Astin. And the director is Richard Donner. Dick Donner directed this one. So did you get this one? It's one of the great kids on bikes adventure films of all time. And that movie is The Goonies. The Goonies. The fun fact I have for you for The Goonies is that Richard Donner apparently allowed the kids and the adults in the cast to improvise a lot. And Carrie Green, who plays Andy in the film, has said in interviews that she believes that that is why the shooting of the film took 5 months rather than the budgeted and projected for 3 months because there was so much improvisation and takes. Next movie, we have movie number 4. Moving the action out of the woods and into the city, this film tells a twisted tale of two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. There is a very key word in there that I left in. If you know the movie, if you've guessed it already, you caught that word, I'm sure. But it's definitely a hint. The year is 2023. So this is the second one that I used IMDb rather than the Video Hound's Golden Movie Retriever. But those are the only two on this list. The cast is Richard Crouchley, Anna Marie Thomas, and Mirabai Pease. Pease? I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm trying my best. The director is Lee Cronin. Lee Cronin, who's generated some buzz with his latest film that's in theaters right now. Lee Cronin's The Mummy. And that movie is Evil Dead Rise. So the word in the synopsis was rise. Cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons. Evil Dead Rise from 2023. Fun fact I have for you is that the scene of the elevator filling with blood was actually shot with an elevator that they built for this production, and it was lowered into a pool of about 1,600 gallons of stage blood. So it was just under, it was like 1,580 something gallons of stage blood. So that's interesting. And I know that the Evil Dead remake, 2013, I believe. Is that when it was? Yeah. Used tens of thousands of gallons of blood, so this one kind of followed suit with lots and lots of fake blood. Movie number 5. Santa Cruz seems like a dull town when Michael, his younger brother, and their divorced mom move into their eccentric grandfather's home. But when Michael falls for a pretty girl with some hard-living friends, he takes on more than he imagines. These partying teens are actually a group of vampires. Some humor, some bloodletting violence, and an attractive cast help out this updated vampire tale. Rock-filled soundtrack. I feel like this one would be pretty obvious with a little bit more straightforward synopsis, but this is what they have in the Golden Retriever, so that's what I went with, including the rock-filled soundtrack part. The year is 1987. The cast is Corey Haim, Kiefer Sutherland, and Jason Patric. And the director is Joel Schumacher. This one might be easy. Hopefully it's easy because it's a great movie. The movie is The Lost Boys. So hopefully you've seen it, and the synopsis may have sparked a little bit of recognition, but once I got to Kiefer Sutherland, probably specifically Kiefer Sutherland, hopefully you got it if you didn't get it from the synopsis. The fun fact I have for you for The Lost Boys is Kiefer Sutherland filmed many of his scenes, with a broken wrist from a motorcycle accident. He wore long sleeves and gloves to hide the cast that he wore. Next we have movie number 6. Dan was traumatized by his childhood experiences related to his powers and uses drugs and alcohol to mask his pain. Seeking a better life, he moves to New Hampshire, joins AA, and uses his powers to help others at his hospice job. Dan's newfound peace is challenged by the True Knot, a group of immortal creatures. Its members feed off the essence they steal from children who have similar abilities, including powerful Abra, who's connected to Dan. This is also a good one, and it's one of those, well, I'll tell you that in a minute. The year is 2019. The cast is Kylie Curran, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ewan McGregor. The director is Mike Flanagan. And I was going to say, this is very good for one of those sequels that comes out years and years, decades after the original. And that movie is Dr. Sleep. So this is a sequel to The Shining. It includes the Overlook Hotel in it and some of the scenes. And the fun fact I have for you is that they recreated the elevator blood scene, the very famous, deluge of blood coming through the elevators from the original. They used CGI for the blood because they wanted it to be exactly the same. And Mike Flanagan has said in interviews that with 10,000 takes, they wouldn't be able to get exactly what Kubrick achieved. And he did his in miniature. So they used CGI blood, and they changed the angle of the shot so that it is from a little bit of a higher angle because it is supposed to be from Rose the Hat's perspective rather than a child Danny's perspective. Interesting bit of trivia, I thought. Movie number 7. A team of scientists at a remote Antarctic outpost discover a buried spaceship with an unwelcome alien survivor still alive. Bombastic special effects overwhelm the suspense and the solid cast. Less a remake of the 1951 science fiction classic than a more faithful version of John Campbell's short story, Who Goes There?, since the seeds/spores take on human shapes. With the first sentence, you probably thought, oh, I get this. And with the last sentence, you might be like, wait, Is that right? The year is 1982. The cast is Keith David, Wilford Brimley, and Kurt Russell. The director is John Carpenter. Did you get that one? So with the first sentence being a team of folks in the Antarctic, you might have thought, oh, they find a spaceship. That's probably the thing. But then with the seeds turning to people, that's from the short story Who Goes There. I left that part in because of that. I thought it might throw you a little bit of a curveball. But the fun fact that I have for you for The Thing is that the title card was a recreation of The Thing from Another World, the 1951 Howard Hawks classic, which is also featured in Halloween on screen, movie within a movie. The effect was achieved by burning a trash bag to reveal the animation cell with the title on it, and it was attached to a lit with lights lit aquarium with smoke in it. So a smoke-filled aquarium, animation cell with The Thing on it, and then the trash bag was burned away to reveal the title, and it was a recreation of that 1951 title card. Next movie that I have for you, movie 8, is blank, takes place after, the film, maybe that makes it clearer. The film takes place after nuclear war has destroyed Australia. The main character helps a colony of oil drilling survivors defend themselves from the roving, murderous outback gangs and escape to the coast. The climactic chase scene is among the most exciting ever filmed. This film virtually created the action-adventure picture of the 1980s. The year is 1982. So I had two 1982s in a row, and I really didn't mean to do that. I did these kind of randomly. They're just in order of how I stack them in my in the box that I have. The cast is Emil Minty, Bruce Spence, and Mel Gibson. That might give it away. If you didn't get it from the synopsis, you might get it from the star. If not, maybe the director, George Miller. Did you get it? That movie is Mad Max The Road Warrior. Mad Max The Road Warrior. So as I was making this trivia and looking in the Video Hound's Golden Movie Retriever, I found it under The Road Warrior, and that's what I originally knew it as. But apparently it has kind of come to be known as Mad Max The Road Warrior. And the fun fact gives you the reason why. The studio changed the name from Mad Max 2 to The Road Warrior, just by itself, The Road Warrior, because they did not think American audiences knew Mad Max, or not enough people were connected to that original film to sell a sequel here. So they just called it The Road Warrior and kind of tricked people into seeing a sequel, thinking it was an original or a first. Next movie number 9. This director's first notable film, a truly scary, made-for-TV exercise in paranoia. A docile traveling salesman is repeatedly attacked and threatened by a huge, malevolent tractor trailer on an open desert highway. The year is 1971. The cast is Eddie Firestone, Lucille Benson, and Dennis Weaver. So those are names I don't really know, so that might not help you, but maybe the director will. The director is Steven Spielberg. So, Steven Spielberg. And if the synopsis is not familiar and even attached to that director's name, it's okay. It's from 1971. It's very early for Steven Spielberg. and it was a made-for-TV movie called Duel. Duel. The fun fact I have for Duel is that Steven Spielberg in interviews has said that this is his Jaws on land film. He made Jaws after Duel, but he calls it Jaws on land. It's very thematically similar and is a prototypical man versus beast type story, even though the beast in this case is a truck. Next movie, we have movie number 10, the last one in today's Tuesday trivia. A sharp, timely, and truly terrifying remake. Blank is utterly captivating in her role as a woman controlled and abused by her husband. She seemingly escapes and he seemingly dies, but she is convinced that he used his scientific acumen to toy with and ultimately kill her and her loved ones. The year is 2020. So it did make the cutoff for the Video Hounds Golden Movie Retriever that I have. The cast is Harriet Dyer, Oliver Jackson Cohen, and Elizabeth Moss. And the director is Leigh Whannell. Leigh Whannell. And that film is The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man. Obviously, that is a remake. It's been remade a couple of times and even reimagined by John Carpenter himself. The fun fact that I have for you is Whannell used the same stunt team for this film as he did on his previous project, Upgrade, which is a great movie. It's an action shoot 'em up. Definitely worth a watch. Aldous Hodge, in the cast of The Invisible Man, has said in interviews that he worked with the team extensively to really sell his fight with the invisible assailant, as he was really just fighting himself on camera. So in his scene, he was acting as if he were fighting an invisible assailant, but it was just him. They didn't have like a green leotarded guy, throwing fake punches and whatnot. It was just him, and he had to sell it. And he did a great job. So check it out. It's a good movie. It is pretty dark. It's a little bit depressing, but it is very well done. It's a great carrying on the torch from the original Universal Monsters. But that's it. That's all I have for you this week. 10 titles. Hopefully you got 6 or 7 of them. That's a pretty good score. If you got all 10, you are ace at this. Good job. As always, if you want to like and subscribe, I would love that. If you don't, that's okay too. I still appreciate you watching to this point, but you will see me the next time I post. Thanks.